Hi, I'm Aakanksha Bhargava. I'm the CEO of PM Relocations Private Limited. We pack, move, relocate as the name suggests. People moving anywhere in the world, we guys look after their end-to-end relocation, be it within the city, be it overseas, be it within India. So right from moving their household goods belongings to moving their pets to finding them a house. So we are like a one-stop solution for everything relocation. So, like any other child who gets completely inspired by their parents, I was one of them. I've always looked up to my parents who had put in so much in this business. When I stepped into the business in a way to help him, I think I just fell in love with what we did. And I believe that there was a huge gap of people understanding what relocations is all about and what we were doing. So, when you say somebody that I do this and they question you and say you are a transporter, you are a logistics company or a courier company, there is a problem because people don't associate it to a proper service, which is relocations, which is in itself a niche service. Each individual who aspires to grow has a lot of glass ceilings to break, and in our industry, it was very, very important that we thought out of the box, and to think out of the box in terms of growing without funding. Hence, to snowball your organization into growth with what you have. What's I think the biggest challenge? You have a lot of working capital requirements in the organization that has to be taken care of. And secondly, obviously, to go out there and sell your brand and ask people to use our services and not somebody else, and why to use our services, and suddenly what has changed in the company. And third, I think at the end of the day, which every entrepreneur faces, I guess, is to make people work together. So I think there's a lot of communication that goes from my end to my teams that they should be always in working in symphony. But yeah, we have our challenges with that. The first step was to learn the ground level work and to be very sure of what we were selling. Second step was obviously to create a vision in the organization, because at the end of the day, when people are doing certain things in a certain way, it's important to change the mindset to grow the business. Third, I think it was important to lead by example, because when you expect your team to achieve something, they expect you to be better at it at times. And I think fourthly, it was very important to, most importantly, believe that this is scalable, this is doable, because when you are entering into a family business which is running since last 2 decades in a certain way, to change things is not very easy because people don't accept change. And I think lastly, it was very important to find the right people, because sometimes, the best of leaders are not able to, judge and find the right talent. I've made my mistakes for sure. I will not say that I picked up the right people at the right time. I think today people do realize and know that, yes, when we have to shift, we have to call a packing and moving company and a relocation specialist, not just probably anybody. So I think that entire brand creation has been what has been my journey. We didn't have the money to really advertise and promote our brand. We are a small medium enterprise, and obviously we've grown as a team. I don't want to take the entire credit because that's not true at all. And my father, who's been like a strong back support to us, who always makes sure that we whenever we are falling, he's the one who holds us back and says, listen, let's do it this way. I think women empowerment is most importantly about a fact that women firstly need to really believe in themselves. I think I was raised by a very, very strong woman. She never believed that there were things that I couldn't do. She believed I could do everything. And then women should support each other. It's so important that at our workplace, at our home, at our extended families, relations, if you see somebody who wants to do something but is not having the courage to go out there and do it, support that person. I don't think being a mother can ever be a roadblock for any woman. With due respect to everybody out there who has to make difficult choices of leaving their careers and doing things for their baby and for their family, I think it takes a lot to do that. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, mompreneurs, I think face these challenges because for them it's harder because you cannot take that break from your work. I bring my child every day to work. We never had to keep that gap between when I had her and coming to office. We were in office in just 21 days. And that's the way I wanted it actually. I didn't want it to be a choice for me whether I want to be at work, because the work is demanding. You have to be available, you have to be out there for your team, and things will not wait for you if you are on a break. So I think anybody and everybody who is in my life, any relationship that I have with friends, with family, with my employees, with my team, I think it's a very big part of my life. It's an extension of me. It's an extension of who I am. Unfortunately, don't divide that. I don't know if it's the right way or the wrong way, but that's my way of doing it. I think a lot of mistakes will happen on the way. A lot of hurdles will come on the way. But I think if your intent is appropriate, if you know why are you doing something, you will always see the light. And when you see that light and when things start going right, when you have the money, everything is falling in place, don't forget why did you start that first. Even when I was starting up at times, I used to be really, budgeted about everything, what I was spending, what I was doing, because I was always thinking this money has to be earned back. And that's how every entrepreneur thinks. And when the money comes in and when things go right, when you get success, you should always remember what comes first. That's a very important aspect of, continued success. And each one in my office is so important to me that I'm so glad that I have that opportunity to add value to them.